As we enter 2025, it's time to take a look at the brand new top 5 list of the best Minecraft Skyblock servers between both Java and Bedrock editions, so stay tuned for my personal collection of the most overpowered and also some original Skyblock experiences. Yes, hello everybody and welcome back into another top 5 video. Today we are counting the top 5 best Skyblock servers for 2025. In this list, I'm going to show you a preview of some of my favorite servers, including a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of how to get started, and then some of my favorite features of the server. If you find this video useful, if you join any of the servers, if you enjoy these top 5s, then please do make sure you subscribe to the channel. Probably about 90% of the people that watch these top 5s are not subscribed, so double check, take 1 second out of your day, click that subscribe button, and without further ado, we're going to get straight down into this. And a couple of the servers today, if you join from this video, are offering you some insane rewards. So let's get into our top 5 best Skyblock servers of 2025. So in at the number 1 spot is going to be AkumaMC. Now, AkumaMC Skyblock is absolutely no stranger to our top 5. This has been number 1, I think, for the last like 3 or 4 top 5s in a row. So if you've seen the previous ones, you'll know a little bit about this server, but things are constantly changing here and updates are being made. And this brand new map has literally launched a day before I posted this top 5, meaning there's the perfect opportunity for you guys to check out a new experience and exactly what the server has to offer. Not only that, they have also sponsored a giveaway here for a top rank. So I'm going to get into that a little bit later on in this preview. So as of right now, I believe this to be Java edition only. However, they are working very quickly to try and bring it to Bedrock. So maybe by the time you're watching this, Bedrock might even work. I will leave what was the Bedrock IP down in the description as well. But like I said, this is literally just launched, a day before me posting this, which means it's the perfect time to join. The maps are generally pretty long. I would say over 6 weeks. And it's a super familiar server for me because, of course, I do have a Let's Play series here on the Skyblock server. So if you're interested in seeing more AkumaMC content, then you can definitely check out my series. So let's go over a little bit of how you would get started here on the Skyblock Island. Now, obviously, we literally started our journey yesterday, so I've made a little bit of progress since then. So, of course, you would start with IS Create, and once you've got that, you can select templates, and I decided to select this pretty much floating island right here. So this is how my island looks immediately off the bat. To get started on the server, my biggest recommendation to you would be to use the /quests command. This is going to give you a series of quests that will literally kind of guide you through every single feature, but also reward you for completing tasks. So the beginning challenges are super easy. They're just like they use IS Create, mine some logs, etc, etc. But this pretty much goes all the way up until end game, where you essentially will be getting some very insane rewards if you can complete the harder quests. But it's good because, as I said, it kind of walks you through those different features. Like it makes you go to the mine world, which is a very awesome feature. It makes you look at enchanting. It gives you a little look into the spawner system, the hopper systems, the forest, and a whole bunch of different skills. So it's very ideal for getting going. Other than that, it's a pretty normal kind of start that you would get on a Skyblock island. So my first feature that I'm going to show off here on the video is going to be enchanting. This is one of 3 which I'll show you here on the server, and it's definitely one of my favorite things. There is a whole bunch of custom enchants on here. In fact, there are way more custom enchants than there are vanilla enchants, and they all do something very valuable. Every time you do a skill or anything like that, so for example, farming is a skill. Once you do that, you're going to get yourself like XP for doing this, or if we were logging or mining or whatever, depending on what your tool has got. So for example, if I go to the forest right now and I were to mine with my axe, because I have XP Finder as an enchant on there, we would get so much XP. Then as you're doing those different skills, you're going to get the different books associated with the skills. So for example, if we're mining, we can find mining books, which we can then use to add enchants to our pickaxe. So if you got yourself a mining book, you can come over to Brandon the Bookworm at Warp Enchanter, you chuck it in, and it's going to give you 3 options of an enchant that you can select. In this case, I know that Magic Sight is one of the better enchants that it's given me here, so I'm going to go ahead and claim that book. And then you could go over to Tim the Enchanter, you can put in your pickaxe and you can put in the book or whatever you're wanting to enchant, and it's going to give you 3 enchant options. The more XP you pay for the enchant, the higher chance I have of succeeding. So for example, if I pay 71 XP levels right now, it will give me a 97% chance that this book succeeds, or I could go, and use a lot less XP levels, but it only has 43% chance of succeeding. I'm going to go with the high one because I don't want to waste the book, and there we go, that is now officially applied. We officially have Magic Sight. And then you can take a look at the enchants menu to see all the different enchants, on all the different tools. So there there are an absolute bunch of enchants on these different tools, so you can see how extensive the enchant system is. So having all of those customization options are huge because it means that you can kind of adapt your tools or max out your tools to kind of fit whichever journey you're going for. So that is one of my favorite features. Now, we touched on it a little bit there, but feature number 2 is going to be skills. We're going to take a look at those because those are very essential and a part pretty much of the entire system here. So I mentioned it earlier and you did see it, but farming is essentially a skill here on the server, which is part of a whole bunch of other skills. So you essentially have grinding, logging, mining, farming, and fishing skills. And you essentially level these up just by doing the actions associated with that skill. So obviously farming skill gets leveled up the more you farm. Now, as you level these up, you're going to get a whole bunch of rewards along the way, which are going to help you in your island progression. And then when you hit the max level of a certain one, you can actually go ahead and prestige it to get additional boosts. But one thing that is key about this progression is that every single individual member on your island's skill goes towards your island level up. So for example, if everybody on my island right now was grinding a skill, my island level on the right hand side here would fly up. And every time you level up, you actually get a stat point. Now, stat points can be used to essentially upgrade your island stats. So there's a whole bunch of different upgradable options such as island size, your cobble generator, like what ores it can give you, what crops you're allowed to plant in your farms, what spawners you have unlocked in regards to being able to place them, all the way to how many members you can get on your island. So you can see how the kind of, ecosystem works. So it's a very, very cool system. You can kind of decide which skill you want to grind at a time, or maybe, as an island, you all pick a different one and you all kind of see which one's going to be the most overpowered, and you can pick a strategy based on that. So it's very, very cool little system they got going. And the last feature I wanted to show off here on Akuma is the spawners and upgrades. So essentially the way spawners work on the server is we don't actually have too many as an island right now, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to show you, but essentially you take a look at my spawners right here. We've got cow spawners. You can see they stack, which is pretty standard these days, but you can actually open them up and you can apply scrolls to them to give them specific boosts or abilities. For example, if we were to have a mob spawner that relies on mobs burning, maybe they fall out of the sky and they burn. So just for example, if we had witch spawners on the island, you would need for them to burn. You will essentially just go ahead and buy a fire scroll, apply it into the spawner, and then every single, mob that is spawned out that spawner will essentially just burn to death, and therefore giving you the loot. If you want to increase your loot, you can use a loot scroll. All of these scrolls, apart from the fire, are upgradable to a higher level. So essentially, you could apply a loot scroll, or you could take the loot scroll and upgrade it to like level 5, and you would get a whole bunch more loot from the mob spawner that you have. And then you can also get a scroll of magic, which can be applied to the spawner, which I believe increases like the amount of mobs that actually spawn at once. Now, the reason I like the feature so much about the spawners is because you don't need any complex and crazy spawner setup in order to make it efficient. You essentially just need a spawner in the middle of nowhere with a fire scroll on and a hopper, a little collection hopper into a cell chest. It's super, super easy. Very, very easy. You don't need to build anything massive and complex. It's just nice and easy to get you going. And I feel like it's very user-friendly. So those are my 3 favorite features here of the server. Like I said earlier, they have sponsored a top rank to give away on this video. So all you guys need to do to win with a chance of winning that is you need to like this video. You need to subscribe to the channel. You need to connect to the server using my IP at the top here, Generzon.AkumaMC.net. And once you've done that, go ahead and comment your username and your favorite Skyblock server. Once you've done that, you're officially entered, and I will be picking a winner in about a week or 2 from when this video was released. There is actually a brand new top rank this season, so not many people have it. So it's a very, very overpowered giveaway. So thank you to Akuma for sponsoring that. Let's take a look at slot number 2 on our list. So in at number 2 is going to be another server that is literally just freshly relaunched and reset. It is going to be EnchantedMC. Again, a returner to our top servers here on the list. And because it has just freshly restarted and relaunched, I literally haven't even started like grinding or anything yet. Well, not on this account anyway. But in order for me to show you guys some very, very cool things today, they have actually given me a bunch of some like very overpowered items just so that I can show you guys what is going on. Now, like I said, this is literally freshly reset, I believe, right at the end of January, so not long ago at all. The map length is generally 8 weeks, so this is still a very, very fresh season. So the super notable original starting points here on the Skyblock is that, first of all, you're going to obviously want to create your island. But one of the features here that is a lot different to the previous experience that we looked at is the fact that you are going to have one tool, and one tool pretty much only, that you're going to need to use for your kind of island work, if you will, or progression, or however you want to say it or look at it. Now, the economy here on Enchanted is a very, I wanted to say strange, but it's not even that it's strange. It's that it's just not seen before. It's not really something that I've ever seen before. At least I don't think I've ever seen before. But we'll go over that when we go over the kind of features section, because we're going to like show off 3 specific features that I enjoy the most. Also, we didn't give enough credit to how big and insane this brand new spawn build is. They actually went through a massive revamp for this season, and obviously these builds and everything like that is all involved with that. But yeah, just the amount of detail put onto the server this season is absolutely incredible. Now, the island top here on the server is essentially all spawner based, so the more spawners you have placed, like the more value essentially it's going to make for you. So if you want to become a top island on here, you basically are going to, you're going to want to assemble a big team, and you're going to want to get into the whole spawner system very quickly. Now, obviously, to afford spawners, there's going to be a whole different ways to, get into the economy and get a bunch of money. So I'll go a little bit into that in just a moment here when we take a look at the features. In fact, let's take a look at our first feature now. So essentially, I've been given some experience just so I can show you guys, but as you're grinding and as you're killing mobs, etc., you're going to get experience. I'll display over on the right hand side here, and you're going to go into the enchanter shop. Now, like I was saying, we essentially have one omni tool here, that being an axe and a sword. Now, obviously the axe we're going to be using in the forest worlds, and then the swords we're going to be using for grinding. So the way that you actually purchase enchants is individually for these. So for example, we can purchase, individual ones for the axe. Let's just grab 10 for right now, and then individual ones for the sword, and these are going to display as different books. You can then just right click the books to basically unveil what they are. It's going to give you random enchants with a random level between, I guess, 0 and the maximum level, and then a random chance that you will actually unlock it when you try to apply it. Now, the way that enchants work is you don't specifically apply it to the tool here on the server, which is a very nice and cool thing. I kind of like this. So for example, let's take this. This is probably not going to succeed. It has a 3% chance. If it did, I'd be very surprised. We've got a 64% chance there. Nope. Okay, our first one succeeded. So what now happens is if we change over to our sword and take a look in the enchant GUI, it's actually just going to be sat right here, whatever level of enchant that we just unlocked, and we can essentially click it to apply it to the tool. So you can only have 6 enchants kind of applied at one time. So for example, let's just go ahead and see if we can unlock any additional ones right here. Okay, we actually unlocked the majority of those. Obviously, they can't be the same enchant, but we got Credit Finder 61, we got Lightning 90, we got Haste 5. Oh, we've actually got Haste 7 here that we can apply instead, and Key Finder 15. So for example, we've now got that applied to our sword. That will go in there, and if for example we don't want these enchants, then you just click it again and it takes it off. So you can mix and match. You can kind of take them off as and when you don't want them, or take them off and sell them, or do whatever you want to do with them essentially, but that's how they kind of work. So we can do exactly the same thing again, but for the axes. So we'll see what levels we get here. I don't think we've got anything to... Oh, 95 with a 50% chance. You know what? Let's see if we can get it. No, we failed. Of course we failed. 16% chance on a 78. Yeah, no, we failed those ones. We'll just go ahead and do the same thing here. Click all of these. Click in here, go into our axe and see which ones we actually succeeded. We got speed, we got tree, and we've got credit finder. Most of the enchants are kind of like simple vanilla ones, but there are a few custom ones in there as well. But I really like that way of enchanting. It's very it's very unique, and I feel like it just fits better. Like you can just kind of mix and match as and when you want, get better levels as and when you want. Like it just kind of works out. So that ties directly onto the second feature, which I'm going to show you guys today, which is forest worlds. So essentially here on the server, like I was saying earlier, this is kind of one of the main things. So essentially there are these forest worlds. There's 2 pages right now, so 6 different forest worlds. As you level up your island, you're going to gain access to these different forests. So for example, right now we have the tropical forest. So this early game is probably where you're going to spend a lot of your time, because you can come here, use the axe that you've got as your omni tool, whatever upgrades you've got, mine these trees down, and essentially all your items that you're mining, all of these logs that you're mining and such, are all just going to store up in the forest backpack that you have got in your inventory. So yeah, as you do this, the items will save up in here, and you can essentially just sell this right here. Click the sell button, boom, there we go. That's 596k. Again, yeah, it's actually pretty overpowered at the start here. Now, while we've been doing this, we've also been finding random trees. So for example, we have a glow fern tree and a poison tree. These are actually for your island. So what you're going to be doing with these things right here is you're going to grab them and you're going to place them down on your island, and it is essentially going to grow if you water it. You do have to water the trees every hour, otherwise they won't grow. But essentially, these are going to be super valuable for money. Obviously not specifically these ones, but if we take a look at the ones some of the admins gave me right here, for example, this hellflame tree, you'll see that if this thing freaking grows, we're going to be getting basically 20 to 25 trillion. But obviously this one takes a long time. Like this is, yeah, 0 minutes out of 6 hours. We've got to feed it every single hour as well. So that is kind of the economy side of things, and, you know, getting money from that. So that kind of ties in obviously with the foresting, because you're going to get those from doing that exact thing. And then also in the forest menu, you can actually upgrade, like get forest upgrades. So for example, you can upgrade right here to basically increase the chance for you to receive double logs. And this costs shards, which are, I believe, mainly obtained through the dungeons. So that's the whole like PvE side of things as well. So yeah, there's basically a whole bunch of stuff that you can do here to, you know, mainly focus on that foresting, which is a big and unique part of the economy here on the server. And then the third and final feature that I want to show you guys today here is going to be pets, because these have received these things are just absolutely ridiculous. I can't even begin to talk about how insane these are. So I've been given this forest pet right here. It's a level 600. Oops, I forgot I have to use a pet scroll so I can make it my pet. There we go. So if we go ahead and apply it and put it into our first slots, you can get additional slots right here. We are now going to be receiving those perks. Now on this specific pet, we actually have the trait of Twin 2, which basically provides my pet with a chance of 5% to 2 times the pet's boost, which is actually pretty crazy. To get that, you'd use these trait tickets, which are kind of tradable or purchasable with credits. So yeah, as of right now, this is pretty insane. So this pet, for example, gives us a boost of increasing our tree drops of 3.52 times, which is literally like 350%. So if we were to now go foresting with this, into our backpack will go so much more of this, you know, so much more of this loot. Now, essentially, while you're in here and you're grinding up these trees in the forest, it's actually going to be increasing your island experience level, which you guys can see that is how you actually go ahead and upgrade your island. So if, for example, we were to get to level 2 right now, we'd receive a small money boost, XP boost. We'd increase the border size, increase the stack size, robot limit, you know, robot speed, all that good stuff. And we'd also unlock the snowy dungeon and the tropical forest. So basically, to level up your island and start getting through the progressions, you just want to start doing actions with your island members. Obviously, the more of you working on it, the better and quicker it's going to end up being. And there you have it. Also, I forgot to mention, you can actually upgrade your backpack using experience as well. So if we were to get enough experience, we could make cell multiplier upgrades. We could do backpack capacity upgrades, double cell upgrades, keeper upgrades. So there's a lot of different ways to upgrade pretty much every aspect of your experience here on Skyblock. But those are 3 features that I wanted to show you guys today. Of course, this is a very, very brief explanation of what, you know, what goes on here. There's all of these servers, there's going to be so much more depth into what actually, you know, what actually the gameplay experience is going to be like. So I do encourage you guys to jump on and experience it for yourself, especially if you're intrigued by the first look here of the server. But let's jump into the third placement and see who we have got. So in third place on my list, we have Netherite. Now, I believe we've had Netherite on a top 5 once before, so this is, I guess, another non-stranger to our top 5s. But yes, we've got him in third place right here. This is another map that has literally just launched, guys. Like February 1st, I'm pretty sure this map launched. It's 3 to 4 months usually for a map, so we're right here at the beginning of a season. Now, this is the server that is a little bit different to, you know, all the other ones that we've been through so far today, because this is more of an OG type Skyblock server. If you enjoy like the vanilla grind, but with dungeons, like dynamic economies, then this is kind of going to be the server for you. You know, if you're more OP, then maybe the other ones will be more appropriate, but this has the kind of OG Skyblock feel, but with some new modern features that, you know, are definitely welcomed. Now, the maps here, like I say, generally are going to last about 3 to 4 months, so this is really, really early to be getting in here. So to get started here, you are just going to do the typical thing of IS create, and this, like I said, the absolute OG Skyblock feel. You are literally going to spawn on your island with a chest and a tree. That is literally it. You've basically got everything that you need to go here. You got an island value cauldron where you're going to be able to collect the value for the island top if you're interested in payouts and placements. You are going to get started in a very, very traditional way here. You may as well. It's going to follow that kind of, you know, OG path of Skyblock. Now, first thing you actually want to do when you log onto the server is do /kit space Generzon. You are going to get yourself some very, very nice armor here, a very nice sword to get you going. You're going to get a winter shards pet. You're going to get some Vogue crates. You're going to get some epic crates. It's going to be a great time. So yes, claim this when you first log on, /kit Generzon. This is free to everybody. Actually, not everybody, I guess. The first 500 people. So be quick with this because it's going to go out and you guys are going to lose it. All right. So kit Generzon, come on, claim this. This is going to give you OP armor, OP starting sword, and some nice crates. Now, there is an upgrades menu for your island, but this is all based in money, I believe. So essentially, you can upgrade your island members, your island size, your crop growth speed, your cell boost, your hopper limit, and your maximum warps on your island. So yeah, that's all money-based upgrades. So money is essentially just what you want to be going with here. They also have skills on here. So essentially, as you're going through and doing the different things, you're going to get all these levels. So they have Slayer, Mining, Forestry, Farming, and Fishing. And you do receive all these different perks as you level it up. So yes, very much so that the like traditional advancements of Skyblock is essentially the way that you're going to want to play this server. I mean, don't mind if I open a couple crates right here. I mean, why the heck not? We got some epic crates. We might as well open them, right? Let's get these crates open. 48 gold ingots. We'll open up the next one. What do we get in this one? $5,000. I'm assuming we can probably just sell hand these ingots as well. $387. Yeah, we probably rather got the thousands there, to be honest with you. Anyway, that is the way that you're going to be playing this server, the method you're going to be playing it. Let's go over my favorite 3 features of Netherite. Why do I have to be so rainy at my island, bro? So, island masteries, okay, is one thing that we're going to take a quick look at. So, essentially, you've got an ore mastery, a crops mastery, and a mobs mastery. Essentially, as you do the relative things in each of these masteries, it's going to increase different things. So, for example, if we sit here right now, we create a cobblestone generator and we start mining on our island, it's going to help our ore mastery. Also, if you're starting a skyblock island and you're not building a cobblestone generator, what are you doing? First and foremost, that is the question to be asked. So let's get that going. We definitely did that the wrong way around, by the way. We 100%, the amount of Skyblock I play and I can't even freaking get it the right way around. Crazy. Also, not me not being able to actually mine this because I'm a friggin' noob and I don't have anything above a wooden pickaxe right now. Friggin' dude. So essentially, as we're mining, we are going to be increasing our masteries as well as our mining skill level. So right now, this is contributing towards that, and it's also giving me shards. So right now, you'll see that at the bottom there, as I mine different ores, we get a certain amount of XP towards our skill level. Mastery-wise, is basically just about what you actually mine. So obviously, if we were to mine 100 cobblestone right now, if we go into IS Mastery, right here, you guys would see if we mine 100 cobblestone, we would get one cobblestone XP, well, plus 1% cobblestone XP and plus 1% cobblestone sell price. It's the same for all the different ores. You just got to depend on, you know, what you're actually mining here. Obviously, this is not the most efficient ore generator that you guys have ever seen. It's a good way to get started. Now, we ripped a quick sell all there just to sell all the different ores that we had in our inventory, and that is going to be kind of a nice little starter to get some money going in. So that was kind of 2 features in one. We showed off the skills and we showed off the masteries. Those kind of work hand in hand, but those are 2 of my features that I actually had down anyway because, you know, they're kind of the core things of the server. So the third thing that I want to show off to you guys right now is going to be the dynamic shop, because this is something that I don't think I've seen in a long time, and I don't think I've seen it on an OG type server either. So we'll take a look at that right now. So the shop, essentially what this means with being a dynamic shop is the prices change depending on demand. So I actually don't think there's anything in crazy high demand right now, so I don't think there's actually many things modified, but essentially you guys can see how this works. So for example, we can take I don't know, an enchanted diamond. If this thing was in crazy demand right now, the sell price would be modified depending on that. So I just think that's you know, a super cool feature, because you think about it, that is the way that like an economy would work, right? So the more in demand something is, the more it would be worth. So that is a kind of very unique thing, and I can imagine when items get in demand, it could actually go pretty crazy. But that obviously will be way more effective down the line if you're selling like absolutely billions of items in a certain sitting. Then obviously that would make a lot more difference. But yeah, it's something which I haven't seen in a long time, and the shop is nicely presented anyway, so it's a good feature to have. Now, I definitely do enjoy the more like OG feel of this Skyblock. It is something which you know, is missing from a lot of Skyblock experiences now. It's all about just going straight for spawners, going crazy on those and whatever. Now, although that is still going to be part of the economy here, this is you know, this is going to kind of be something that you get to work on for a little bit longer. Being active for 3 to 4 months is, you know, a better time to, you know, form an island. First of all, like you can essentially actually spend some time building your island, recruit some members, you know, or get your friends on and whatever, and actually play it as a Skyblock experience, which is exactly why it has made number 3 on the list. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. I don't know why I couldn't find it. In the shop, there is essentially a shard shop. So as you guys saw, while we're mining, we're actually getting shards, and then you can spend these shards in this shard shop right here to buy specific things. Obviously, we don't have enough shards to buy literally anything in here right now because it's super expensive. But once you're in here, you can get very overpowered things like a trench pickaxe. You know, we've got experience bottles in here, so you can just straight up buy experience. You can buy shulker boxes, you can buy runes. So yeah, it's nice that you get those additional shards. And then if you actually go into /shards, it will show you kind of the amount of different shards that you get for certain things. For example, mining diamond ore gives you way more shards than like mining copper ore, for example. And then you can also get shards for killing mobs. So if you're sat there, I don't know, grinding iron golems for some reason, you know, be realistic, we're probably not doing that right now. If we were sitting there grinding creepers, for example, you get 2 shards per hit on those, or per kill on those. And then also when you're harvesting crops, so obviously farming is going to be a massive thing on an OG style Skyblock server. You're going to want to get shards from that as well. So yes, for those reasons, this is going to be 3rd on my list. I definitely recommend this if you are looking for that OG kind of vibe and OG Skyblock experience. Obviously, it takes a while to get going here and to get building out, because you're not just going to be immediately overpowered. That isn't how this one works. You kind of do actually have to put a lot of time into grinding, which, because it's just reset, obviously you can tell I have yet to do. Again, there are so many more features that I haven't really gone over in this video. I recommend you come and check this out. If this is your kind of vibe for Skyblock, then yeah, definitely come check the server out. Make sure you do use kit Generzon. That is going to be a, imperative to your initial start here, because you can get some pretty OP stuff to get going. So let's check out who is number 4 on the list. So in at number 4, this one's going to be a little bit weird to say, but in at number 4 is Skyblock. And I mean that in the most literal sense of the form. This is Skyblock, Skyblock.net. This is literally the original Skyblock server. The guy that invented the Skyblock game mode, okay? This is literally it. You're looking at it right here. Now, essentially, there are a couple of different ways that you can play on this server and a couple of different methods that you can, or different servers within this server that you can play on. If you're looking for literally the original Skyblock, you can join right here. Skyblock Classic is right here. But for the purpose of today, I'm going to feature the Skyblock Survival. But to let you know, there's also a Skyblock Economy, which is like Skyblock with more advanced features, as you guys can see, farms, mob traps, quests, and all that kind of stuff. Now, the first thing that you'll probably notice is that Skyblock.net has been on a previous top 5, and actually, since that video, my island's still here. This is literally what we showed off on the video. Obviously, I don't play on this account normally, but literally our starting island is here, and the reason for that is because this does not reset, guys. This is the absolute epitome of Skyblock. This is exactly what Skyblock was always meant to be. It is a survival-based server, a survival-based island. First of all, don't jump in lava on a survival-based game. You're not going to have a good time. The progression here is as such that you will not be losing your island. It gives you the opportunity to actually put time into building a masterpiece that you are proud of. This is survival Skyblock in its simplest and traditional form. As such, there isn't really too many crazy things for me to show you. There's not necessarily that many features here on the server that I could go through or show you or showcase, because it's just Skyblock. Now, there are some slight additions to the original game mode. That you've got daily rewards that you can come in and claim every single day that you log on. The economy is all based on grass blocks here. There's no selling things, there's no anything like that. So you can come in here, trade with the villagers and get yourself some unique blocks and all things for your island. So it's all stuff that is based on grass blocks, which of course is huge here on original version of Skyblock, because the whole expansion of your island is critical. So for example, if you want to make your island nice out of stone brick, you come over here, you get yourself some grass blocks, you pop them in here, and you trade for the blocks that you want. Right here, we actually have to do that because there wasn't stone brick in there. But yeah, if you wanted to make a nice island like this, you gotta trade your grass blocks. So anyway, yes, like I was saying, this is literally like the OG survival experience. If you want to, put some time into something, you want to create something you're proud of, this is absolutely the time and place to do it. Like I said, no resets involved here on the server, so whatever you come into is essentially how it's going to be. I mean, it's even down to the point, the fact the only food I have right now is the apple from the tree that I harvested that was on my starting island. Now, there is a /settings that you can actually go ahead and toggle. This is going to change a whole bunch of different settings about your island. So, for example, you can enable or disable ore generation on your island. Obviously, we have it enabled. So basically, there is a rare chance that this can actually not spawn cobblestone. It can spawn, a better ore. For example, right there, it just spawned coal for me. Most of the settings are to do with like what visitors can and can't do on your island. But also, if you're absolute pleb like me, then you can come into the passive area in spawn, and you can come here and farm these mobs. And this can be your method for food for a little bit if you have to. There are ways, and I believe you can buy actually mob eggs to get farms going on your island with those grass blocks. So there are ways, of course, to get this so that you don't have to spend your time in spawn grinding for just the basics like food. But the reason that this is on the list is that I just really do enjoy the like original version of Skyblock. Like, it's something that you don't really get to see that often, and having all the like vanilla options and being able to come on here and play that kind of throwback version of Skyblock is something that I find really cool. And I feel like they've nailed it with there being a couple of features that it makes it a slightly not just vanilla, but giving it that ability. So for example, the shop and everything like that is a really great way of enhancing it so that it's not a painful game mode to play, but actually a fun one. And then just as a little preview, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the economy version of it. So obviously the last one, like I talked about, you were using just the grass blocks, like the original economy, all right, for it. Now this one is your slightly more up-to-date version, where there is going to actually be a money economy here. There's more advanced things like crop hoppers. There's a whole quest system where you can gain quest points, and you can then actually like purchase the things from the quest store. This is like a slightly more updated version, slightly more modern version of it, but still with that original feel of Skyblock. So it's pretty cool that there's both of these options versions here on the same server. So this version right here is kind of the nice in-between of like all the brand new OP insane Skyblock servers versus the original, you know, setting of Skyblock. Also, if you really want to do it to yourself, you can actually play this in hardcore, which means basically you get one life. If you die, then you're done. But I don't think I'm really at that point for myself, so I would not be doing that. You can also co-op on here as well, so if you want to play with a friend, this is the place to do it. But this is also the updated version of the game, so as you guys can see, we can actually buy like Blackstone and stuff like that. It's not like a 1.7 or 1.8 or whatever, anything like that. You can buy all the updated kind of stuff. It's a mod. It's like the modern updated you know, version of Minecraft. So yes, the original Skyblock server created by the person who made the game mode of Skyblock. Very cool. That's at number 4 on my list. I highly recommend, if you're looking for a long-term Skyblock server, you come and check this out. If you're in it for the overpowered and, you know, leaderboards and all that, you know, jazz, then that's fair enough. But this is the original Skyblock experience. You spawn on an island, you build out your island, you gain money, or you gain, I guess in the other case, grass blocks, and you develop an island that you are proud of, and that is essentially how it works. Yes, make sure you do come and join this one. Last and certainly not least, number 5 on the list is Hypixel Skyblock. Now, if you don't know who Hypixel is as a server, then you must have been living under a rock, because Hypixel is absolutely the biggest and most popular Minecraft server, not for necessarily just Skyblock, but virtually every game mode that you could ever think of. Now, the reason this is 5th in the list is because it's a slight... I don't even know if you can call it Skyblock. That's the only reason that it's realistically 5th in the list. Because this Skyblock goes so in depth that I could not even begin to imagine to show you guys the features right now, but I feel like it would be criminal of me not to have it on this top 5 list. And to be honest with you, I'm not even going to attempt to show you how I would start here on Hypixel Skyblock, because I feel like that has changed, and I feel like this, because of how deep into this, you know, experience Hypixel Skyblock is, I feel like there's not even really an opportunity for me to show you what would be the best thing to do, because actually, personally, I haven't played Hypixel Skyblock in a little bit. But like I said, it has to be on this list because it is without a doubt, I would say, the most popular Skyblock server, and it definitely holds the most players. It seems to be popular amongst everybody. And like I said, I can't really even begin to go into like the custom features that the server has. Like it's, I feel like I would be doing a disservice because I genuinely couldn't even begin to name all of the features it has. Like I said, this has not reset. This has been the way it has been since the day it came out. There are people in all walks of their journey right now, you know, still around spawn. There are players that have been here since the day it came out, and there are players that joined literally yesterday. So, you know, there's kind of a lot of different experienced players on here. And the good thing about this Skyblock server is that there are so many people that have covered the Skyblock on here that if you're looking for guides on virtually anything on here on the server, you're going to be able to find it on YouTube. So that is one cool thing about it, is like it's one of those things that's been around long enough, and there's been enough people and enough attention on it that you could pretty much look anywhere for how to do anything on this server, which you probably will need to, because it's not like any other Skyblock server at all. Yes, I won't list the features here because I genuinely can't. There's far too many. But like I said, it has to be on the list because I would get flamed if I didn't put it on the list. All right. So this is definitely one. Come and check it out if you like the whole long game of everything, but you also like extremely complex. This is what you're after. This is not about island top with 5 million spawners. This is about an entire journey, which again, that's why it's got to be on the list, but it's 5 because I don't even know if it's Skyblock at this point. It's its own freaking world. Well, guys, that is going to conclude the top 5 from me today. Let me know down in the comments if you agree, disagree, or otherwise on my top 5 list. This is my personal preference, okay? So everything that I've said about every server is just my own opinion. You're all entitled to your own, but that is mine. If you do check out any of the servers, please make sure you do use the IPs that are down in the description. Those are the most up-to-date ones that will work for you. If there is a Bedrock version of the server available, then I will have put the port as well, but I believe they all have the default port if they are Bedrock compatible. The next edition of the top 5 Skyblock servers will be out in summer, so maybe stay tuned to see whether that list changes, what new updates and servers come about, because I have a feeling this summer is going to be huge for Skyblock servers in general. Yes, guys, if you've made it this far, comment saying monkey. All right, if you've made it this far, comment saying monkey, and I don't know, I'll know who made it this far into the video, which is crazy, by the way. Yes, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy this top 5, and I will see you all in the next video.